I said this principle also applied online, so I'll give you another example, which happens to be a hand that I played online a while ago. It was folded to me on the button. I had ace, jack offsuit, ace of spades, jack of diamonds, so I raised. Small blind folded and the big blind called. The flop came king, king, four, rainbow, king of clubs, king of diamonds, four of spades. The big blind bet. Notice that this flop is one that won't hit many hands at all. Either you got a king or you missed, basically. Since I raised before the flop, I might have a king, but I might well not. I might have a pocket pair, I might have ace high, I might have even less because I raised from the button. The real question is, if the big blind had a king, why on earth would he bet? If he checked, he can be almost sure I'm going to bet, and then if he had a king, he could check raise, or he could check call and hope I bet the turn. In any event, if he's a typical player, if he has a king, he's probably not going to bet on the flop, because he'd be worried that I'd fold immediately and he'd make nothing. So the fact that he bet almost certainly means that he doesn't have a king. So if he doesn't have a king, what does he have? Well, he could have a pocket pair. Probably not a very big one, because if he had a big one, he might have re-raised me before the flop. So he might have like pocket fives, pocket sixes. He could have ace high and think it's the best hand. If he has ace high, he probably doesn't have ace queen, because he probably would have re-raised before the flop with that hand also. He might have ace 9, ace 7, ace deuce. He could even be just totally bluffing. He could have like 10-8 and just hope that I fold. So his bet's very fishy. All I have is ace high, but it's really not that likely that he has any better. So what should I do? Well, if he is bluffing, it doesn't make any sense for me to raise, really, because he'll just fold immediately and save his money. If I just call, he might continue to bet on the later rounds, and I could get some extra money out of him. Additionally, if I do raise, and he does happen to have a pocket pair, it just costs me extra money, because he's almost certainly not going to fold. So I'm just raising with the worst hand. So the best play is to call him now. Then on the turn, if he bets, you'd call him again. And then on the river, if he bets, you call him again. You're just going to call him down, hope that your ace high is the best hand that he's bluffing. If you call him all the way, it costs you about 2.5 bets. He puts 2.5 bets in the pot, and there's 2 in the pot already, so you get a little less than 2-to-1 effective odds on your money. Because of that, all you have to do is win a little over 35% of the time, and you make a profit. Since he's going to be bluffing far more often than 35% of the time on this flop, in this situation, because his bet's fishy, it's clearly a play where you should call him down. So that's what I did. Turn was a 7, 7 of clubs. He bet, I called. River was a deuce, the deuce of diamonds. Again, he bet, and I called. He showed ace 9, and I showed my ace jack and won the pot. He wasn't too happy. I had the hand he thought I had, and he thought his bluff should have succeeded. But it didn't succeed because it was so fishy. If he had check raised me, I would have folded immediately. But that's the whole point. People don't usually check raise when they're bluffing like that. Usually they bet when they're bluffing and check raise when they have a better hand.